Ready to rock and roll?
Where's this thing?
You hit record?
Yeah, we're recording. Hey everybody, this is SpaceWindu here. I'm here with Harris and Gabe. We're going to do a little Saber talk tonight, but we're going to do a Saber talk insider where you get to see some things about Saber building. So Harris brought over his Saber, and we're going to try to put some screws inside of it to hold the shroud and to hold his cover tech, and try to align everything and make sure he's happy with the way it looks at the end. So
good stuff.
Straight from the lab of the mad scientist himself.
Yeah. Welcome to SpaceWindu's awesome lightsaber home building shop.
So we're trying to align this, and we've been talking about doing this for the past 20 minutes, but we still didn't do it yet.
There's not much science to it. It's mostly eye it up, line it, mark it, drill it, with a little bit more detail to it.
Smack it, flip it, rub it down, or no.
So while Anthony's lining that up, I'll talk a little bit. So I had a Saber that ended up that I had an angled emitter. I don't know if you can see that on camera. And it wasn't lining up. I like it lined up with the switch buttons, and it wasn't lining up. So haste makes waste. You know, a lot of people will tell you how to file down the pieces, and you can make you can turn them more or less different ways and make them line up. Well, I got greedy and I hit it with a grinder, and I ended up destroying my Saber body. So right now, over the last couple days, I've been gathering my parts up, and I still like that angle emitter, but I went with a straight MHS emitter number 1, and I decided I had some piece of aluminum tubing that I purchased from the custom Saber shop, and it was a scrap piece, so I cut that out over the weekend. I angled it, I grinded it, filed it down, and we're using that. We're going to take that shroud and put it on top of the Saber, using some brass screws, as you see Anthony right there.
Yeah, we got a bunch of parts that you brought over. So all these thumb screws are the same.
All the same length. They're 30 seconds.
I always just make sure by holding the drill bit up to the light in front of the screw, right? So I'm turning the drill bit and just making sure that we don't drill too big of a hole, you know? I want to see the threads behind there.
If you over drill it, you're done. You got to start over again.
Yeah, and all that work on the shroud piece would be for
While he's doing that, I'll show you the shroud piece. This is an angled piece that I cut. It was about 6 inches. I cut it, angled it, and then I wanted a little bit more of the emitter showing, so I cut that out. And then I added that little curvature piece right there. If you kind of look at that, you can kind of see that. So right now we're lining up where the thumb screw is going to go, right about there, and that's where you're going to hold your blade in.
So we're just making sure we have the same drill bit that corresponds to
the tap.
Yeah. Did you guys ever see the movie Aviator?
What's that?
Aviator movie?
No.
There's like all throughout the movie saying drill bit.
Is that the one with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was that was the one where he's like Howard Hughes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that one actually. I did see that one. Showed how much of a nut job Howard Hughes was.
Yeah.
Ah. Pick that up for me now. Drop the kill key. I've been seeing these videos you've been posting about this photon blade too.
Oh yeah.
Anthony, it's awesome.
Yeah, Gabe's been checking out the photon string blade.
Very nice and bright. Blinding. I can't look at it. I need goggles.
Super bright, yeah. I just want to do a ignite it real quick since we're here and we finally got to see it in person. Because it's awesome to see it on all his YouTube videos, but it's a whole different perspective seeing it up close.
In person.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you guys want to explain like what you're seeing when you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and I'm not exaggerating. It's literally just as bright as you see it on camera. Just as bright as you see it on camera, it's practically just as bright in person. It's crazy bright, this photon blade. It's awesome. And we were mentioning earlier, depending on the angle you hold it, it has a different hue of green, I would say. It's like the teal to aqua to a richer green, depending on what angle you're holding it in person. So it's pretty awesome, I have to admit. This is a pretty cool blade.
The way it's done, I believe at Vader's Vault, there was a combination of people working on this, Anthony, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I think like Vader's Vault combined with the Photonic bladesmith that originally came up with that idea or kind of researched that idea. And Tim at the Custom Saber shop all brought it to life. So now anyone can buy one of these at the Custom Saber shop, the blade tube. Or
you can get it already made at Vader's Vault, I think, right? Pre-made. The way it kind of works, it's from what I understand, which is pretty funny. I saw a couple of people post on it. It can be any color you want as long as it's green.
Yeah.
Which is, kind of funny.
Let me come around and show it.
But the way it works, it actually embedded inside there are blue LEDs. Are they royal blue or a medium blue?
The wavelength was
the lighting is not that great.
Is closest to what is like optimal for that type of thing. The LED was just called blue.
Blue. Okay.
And then it had a certain wavelength. There's different wavelengths on different blues.
Okay.
So I chose the one type of 5mm LED that would work, and that's like 108 in there.
So there's 108 individual LEDs between here and here that act as individual LEDs. So when he turns it on, you get that scrolling effect up and down when he turns it off. But the cool part is that the blue reacts with the photon green of the actual blade tube, and that's what enhances the light. From what I understand, there's a chemical in there.
Yeah, I guess I don't know how they apply the chemical. I don't know how it's infused into there, but
it's hot though. It's amazing.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, I know.
I don't like the look of it when it's off.
I
like the look of it when it's on.
But yeah, it's worth the wait until you turn it on.
Yeah.
They awesome. Kind of consider these day blades, right? These are like a day blade,
I think what they call the. You mean it's better in the day?
That's what they have it listed as, like day blades.
Well, I think you're looking
at,
if you go to the Vader's Vault website and you look all the way to the left under the blade section, that's called day blades, but that's just a colored tube, meaning it's for cons. Like if you're like dressed as Darth Maul and you have the staff at a con, you will want.
That's what I was saying earlier.
And like you're outdoors in the light. Yeah. Like nothing's really gonna beat the daylight.
It's just a red color
too. Just have a red color. Yeah.
So this way, it's more visible to the eye than actually having the light on. Where the light, in a bright light at a convention, the light washes out.
Yeah. So then, in the center of the web page, I think is the regular blades, translucent white or whatever it's called, and then on the right side of the Vader's Vault blade page is that style blade. Like, a built blade with a tip and all. They have a cellophane inside, some kind of film inside, and so you can get there.
What kind of film do you have in there around the LEDs?
That's a foam tube and the TCSS diffuser.
I know you guys have seen it a billion times. He's done videos showing it, but let's just do it one more time.
Because it's cool.
Just because it's hot. Ready? Look at that thing. It's ridiculously bright. And we're not even exaggerating. If you see this thing in person, it's literally it's amazing. It's practically just as bright as you see it on camera. The camera always adds to the brightness. I understand that, but just trust me when I'm telling you, we're standing in front of this blade.
I'm seeing an aura coming off of this blade. Not even on the camera, but just standing in front of it. I'm seeing an aura of light coming, in between my. I almost think I feel the heat coming off of it as well.
No, it's literally awesome. This photon blade is literally amazing. You'll see,
cool.
You can see that scrolling effect. I know Anthony's posted a bunch of videos of it already, but just one more time for kicks and giggles because this thing is hot.
Can you show that? Can I show that?
Yeah.
All right, back to the mad scientist.
Okay, so Anthony's lined this up for me, and he made a little X mark on it. I don't know if you see that right about there. And that's where he's going to drill it. Usually I'm the mad driller. I just go in with a hand drill. But Anthony has a nice drill press. So we're going to do it here.
So I'm going to put this underneath. Now, I don't know what methods you guys have for drilling and stuff like that. I used to tie things down onto here. I had these straps. I would tie parts down to secure it. Sort of like develop maybe enough hand skills to kind of move beyond that and just be better by holding it.
I've heard other people use a smaller bit first to drill a pilot hole. Yeah. You're just going with the actual bit.
We actually have, like, if I was going any bigger, I would definitely be going
with a pilot hole
at
first.
Least you know, like something like this size first. But this is kind of a small bit already. And I'll show you the method of, like, we're not going to go into it
a little at a time.
Just a little at a time. So that will allow us to...
I'm going to step back out of shot so we can see Anthony do this.
And then let me get eyewear.
I'm going to actually bring the camera over to Anthony for a second.
Fast?
Well, see, what I like to do first is just to put a little dot with the drill, and the first dot is not going to be actually where the center is, like you would almost think it is, but another part of the head of the bit hits first.
Okay.
Okay, so as you can see, there's just a little taken away, like in the middle. So we're just kind of going really slow.
Notice also Anthony's very careful. He, in case any metal shavings get on the towel, I'm watching what he's doing. He's shaking the tail out after each drill press to remove any metal shavings, because that'll scratch up the bottom of your saber.
Yeah, and like, I mean, it's just sort of it's just going to happen where just by handling it and all that,
it's going to get scratches on it.
There's going to get like micro scratches, just because the aluminum is so soft. But then, at the end, you could polish.
Now, I like my sabers nice and neat looking, non-weathered, sort of like what Anthony has here. His saber is non-weathered. It's nice and pristine. My little joke that I like to say is, why pay for weathering when, if you're going to use a saber every day, it's going to get weathered naturally? So I like to play with them, use them. I carry my saber, as we've discussed many times here on Saber Talk. I've carried my saber everywhere. Gabe carries his almost every day. And just by using it and bumping into things and moving around, you're going to get some nicks and scratches on it.
Open carry.
You can always polish it up if you like. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I leave a little nick here, and it adds a little character here and there. Anthony's using some tape to line up his marks.
Yeah, I'm just trying to check to see that we are
even,
actually precisely in the middle.
Mad Cow kind of showed a process like that on one of his videos for TCSS, where he drilled the shroud out.
I mean, when I'm making a saber, I just I sometimes play the custom saber shop video of
just
a
to
certain
watch
thing that I'm trying to do, just to
get extra eyes.
Yeah, because you'll get, like, even if you know, like, 18, like, let's say there's 21 tips in there, you might know 18 of them, but then there's 3.
You forget.
Or maybe you don't know that many of them, so you're just going to get a little more each time. And then if I rewatch, like the other day, I watched a Mad Cow video he's putting together. I was having trouble with something I was doing regarding the electronics, and I just watched the video 3 times. And by the end of watching it 3 times, it got a little boring the 3rd time. but I knew what to do. I was like, oh, that's what I did wrong.
Yeah, it burns it into your brain.
Yeah.
Also, I was going to make mention, tip number one, and one of the most important tips, Anthony, is using eye protection. Anytime you drill, Dremel,
Unlike
you
me,
always
that's why I'm at a
use eye
distance.
protection. I've actually done it myself where I forgot. I was in such a rush. I tend to rush things. I'm in a rush to get it done, and I'll go and start cutting something with the Dremel, and something will fly in my eye. And
Oh no.
thank God I haven't lost my eyesight
Oh my
yet.
God.
Yeah.
I don't have eye protection. That's why I'm at a distance behind him.
Yeah, you're not gonna.
However, that's why I got mine.
Gabe's going to bounce off the metal shards like bouncing off rays of blaster weapons. Through?
I went a little
A little deeper?
and just a little more to the left.
Okay,
So I think we're good now. We have a good
Okay.
divot.
good.
And you know, we have the punch, but I wouldn't use the punch on this hollow part, this delicate part. We could use the punch.
Yeah,
on
I'd be
the
afraid
hilt.
the punch would, if you hit it,
Yeah.
the punch would take that round shroud piece and squash it a little
Yeah,
bit and
yeah.
make it knock around.
You could probably do it
Smart.
delicate enough, you know, where you just get a little dot.
Smart.
You could also get a little dot from something else. Like I use, if you want a dot to start it, you know, you could use a little nail punch just to do a little dot.
Awesome. Love to see. And we're through, folks.
And if he didn't get it right,
We're beat.
he gets the photon.
Alright, so sometimes I'll just rub it with a little of this.
Clean up the burrs on it.
Yeah, well, from the back end, we need to use a little sandpaper.
Sandpaper. Emery cloth, sandpaper. You have some burrs in there, and those burrs will not allow it to slide down onto the rest of the saber. So tonight I'm going to show you, we're using our little 8/32 button head screws by about 1/4 inch. They don't go in real far, just far enough to hold the shroud onto the saber. Brass, so they polish up very nice.
Now talk to me about this. This is getting the CF7, and
Yeah, this is going to be the new saber. I have in this saber, I have a Petit Crouton 2.0. I could tonight just rip the guts out of this and put them back in there, but rather than do that, I think I'm going to wait. I have a couple CF 7.5s that I'm waiting for them to come back from the repair shop, and I think I'm going to upgrade this with the Crystal Focus 7.5. Go with the little newer.
this is the green amber.
Yeah, I'm going to have the on this one. It was originally a full power LED, green, pre-Copper Nova XPE. It's in this bag here. I have a green amber. Wanted to go a little different. A lot of guys use the green white, the blue white, the red white, and the white gives you your flash on clash. What I've tend to notice when watching the movies and they're fighting and the swords clash, I see a yellow flash a little bit.
Yeah.
Some movies are, maybe some movies are more white. So I just decided to go with the yellow. So I'm going to go with the yellow, green, yellow for the flash on clack.
It's going to look nice.
Pretty neat, yeah. To be pretty neat.
Yeah, I was watching the scene today we were watching of Obi and Qui-Gon against Darth Maul, and I was noticing Qui-Gon's flash on clash seemed a little bit yellow to me.
A little yellow?
And Obi's seemed white. It could be me again, it could be the
how fast
quality of the movie, however, there's probably
could
a lot
also
of...
be like different background scenes, you know what I mean? Like if there's more lighting in a red, it may look one color. If there's more lighting in a white, it might look another color.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think that green amber would look nice on there.
Yeah. Awesome.
Definitely look nice. That's going to be an awesome saber once it's complete.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm also waiting for my CF 7.5 to come back. Once that's done, I'll be installing it in this MHS that Harris built for me. I've shown this before on our episodes. I'll come closer, you can see it. For those of you who have not seen it, this was built for me, MHS by Harris himself here. I love this thing. It was my first MHS build. And it's going to have the Crystal Focus 7.5. It's getting some repair work done. Should be back in a couple weeks. It's BBW, PLI in here, which I love. It's going to be awesome once it's all completed, once it's done. And that's how we do. And open carry always. You hear me clicking on it.
What?
That is pretty low for blade retention.
Okay. Where does it sit?
It seems to be like right over.
Let me see this.
See, we need.
Take a look where this one was. And I never had a problem with the blade coming out of it.
I'll bring this over real quick so that we can see up
Looks
close.
pretty even.
Okay. Put your finger in there. See if you could like see it with your mind's eye with your finger.
Yeah, it feels like it's buttoned up against that.
That
The LED holder.
Mm-hmm.
We could pull it up another quarter of an inch.
There's a couple options like since we need multiple holes for other like screws that are going to hold.
Use the other screw as the blade holder. More higher up in the back.
Yeah, like maybe.
I'm more a fan of the one screw. So I'd almost think that I think I'd rather. Here, you can see it right here. Take a look here. See where the line is? That's where the two parts connect. So if you're right there, okay. Now I don't know where.
ends right there.
I don't know where the LED ends. That's
Look inside again.
Sabers everywhere.
Okay, so we see that.
That's where the
That's
blade
when
is.
you take
The blade's going to butt up right up against that.
Okay. And you remember how this part, how much stuck out of here, remember?
Yeah.
Because it ended right here?
Yeah. Well, we could bring it up a little bit. That was part of my idea anyway.
Yeah.
To bring it like that, maybe. Bring it more centered into here. So we get more of that other, like this. Look, take a look here. See where the hole is in that one? Take a look inside.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? That's an angled emitter. You can't tell.
But you're right, it's a certain distance above the threads, so that helps, right?
We don't know if this is cut the same as that.
There we go. Sorry for the shake.
Okay, you see
A little lower.
that's accurate too. Those actually have the same distance of outer band, so I'm just comparing it against that. Okay, so we're a little lower than that blade retention.
I'd be okay if we moved the shroud up a little bit.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind that. Nope, put your thing back in there.
All right.
Put your, or else it'll be different.
Forgot it rolled out.
Oh. What we're discussing now is every time you put the blade emitter back onto that choke piece that we're using, this is your LED optic from MHS. And something I learned from Tim, this little rim right here, which is what locks and seats that LED piece between the sandwich between the two pieces, they have a micromillimeter of a diameter off, and everyone's a little different. So if I was to put this one in there and screwed it down, it might come like this as to where I put the original one in. It would be perfect straight up and down. So that messes with you. You got a little bit. You got to make sure that that piece is in there when you're drilling your holes.
Yeah, because that, as you can see, like that black line right there.
That's where the screw would be if we did what we wanted to do?
No, that's like where the blade ends.
Okay.
When the blade comes in and touches.
Okay, so let's try something with the marker here real quick. This is what I was saying earlier, right? So let's say we put this on and we went with our original
thing. Yeah. It would miss the blade by...
This is what I was saying. It's too far down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good thing you noticed that.
But it wasn't good enough before I drilled this.
Well,
it wasn't soon enough.
It's all right. Okay, we can fix it. We can fix this.
Or he gets the photon.
Okay, so you see where we're at right now is, this is actually pretty cool because what I would want to try to do is hide this seam,
the cut line, yes,
right,
yes.
from the two parts. So we can hide that by a few millimeters at least before we approach the bottom of the blade. So we have some choices to make where you can...
well, remember, I wanted to paint that inside black.
Yeah.
So I want that, even if it's a little millimeter of that sticking out, I do want to see a little bit of that black on that edge defining difference. I want to see the difference in the like step 1, step 2, step 3, the step down.
The only problem is like you duel with your saber. Like you guys want to have a duel.
Not heavy. Not heavy.
I just feel like see, that's where the bottom of the blade is. So like doing it there wouldn't do anything. Doing it there, showing what you want to show is just above that. Like that's not. Do you think that's enough?
You don't think it's enough?
I don't know. Do you buy the thick wall blades?
I use thin walls.
Thin wall.
And the hardest I've ever dueled was with Gabe.
Mm-hmm. And
we went at it, and they always come loose a little bit, and I just, as we're doing them, I just make sure my screws are nice and tight.
Well, like, do you know what that sound like? Boom,
boom.
That's like the blade coming out.
Yeah. That suction air explosion. Yeah.
I'm kind of afraid because, like, yeah, it alters the design, but I think, like, you know, you can take a couple minutes, like, think about it, you know, whatever. But
let's see.
Like the best way covers that part that you want black, but it does leave that seam covered as well. So
that line is where the blade hits.
Yeah, the blade touches the MHS heat sink part. So
we would need it at least a little bit above that.
Yeah, I would say at least a 1/4 inch above that, which we kind of can't get leaving the part you want black. And like, just like the sort of sad part about making these, you know, decisions is you don't want to, like, like you're building the Saber, you don't want to have something that we just started going like, oh, it can do everything, but we can't do, you know what I mean? So,
boom.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
But like, yeah.
So what you're saying is we should have actually drilled that hole up a little bit.
Well, yeah, like it was, see, before I stuck my finger in to consider where that heatsink went, I was thinking design-wise, like we need to be in the center of this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
But you know,
should have brought it up
mechanically that didn't work. So like, yeah, if we wanted to have it in that same space, we would have had it sort of be off-center and far up, but then it would have caught the blade. Okay, here's one idea. Like this is just an idea. This might be a good idea. Like, okay, so you have this really nice shroud, and we were talking about whether or not, like, you know, have 2 screws on the side, 3 screws all around. Something's going to hold this shroud, you know. What if, because these thumb screws have this big disc on it, what if we use this hole as like the stabilizer screw? So we use a screw with no head, with just the Allen thing, right?
Like these.
Yeah. So we could use a headless screw, and this is just, you know, just an idea. So we put that headless screw in to the MHS part as well to hold this shroud part on.
Not a fan.
And then right above that, a 1/4 inch above that, we put this where it needs to hold the blade, and like the discus part of this sort of covers that. Like that screw won't be sticking out at all.
Let me say this: what I would rather do, if I was going to do that, I'd rather use that screw. I wouldn't be totally objected to this.
Let's get close up.
If we did something like this, and then the blade screw over above it. I don't know if I like just that threaded screw there.
Yeah, like I was thinking where the head it would be flush with the top.
Yeah.
Like you'd sort of like to undo it, you'd have to take this out and then undo it. You know what I mean?
Nah, not a fan.
Let me just see if your idea works as far as that's the actual button head screw being too close. Okay, so if we did that. Now let me ask you another question. Are you dead set on having? This is just an idea too. I just thought of this, so I'm not like married to this idea. What do you think about having like the thumb screw in the emitter?
That might work.
That would actually allow you to use this thumb screw.
Yeah, that would allow us to utilize that screw. We could do 1, 2 in the back.
Oh, that would be good.
Or 1, 2, 3, 4 in the back.
That would be even
And then
better.
let me see the black thumb screw. And then we'd move that thumb screw up to here.
Right. So you can like kind of hold it there and see if you like that idea of how that looks. I mean, sometimes the design has to switch gears when either
you're putting it
A,
together.
make a mistake, or B, sort of we
So we could do something like that, in other words.
Yeah, like so you'd have this in alignment with this in alignment with.
And this would actually hold the blade in a lot better because it's closer to the top.
Yeah. That would be like a true and excellent blade retention mechanical device, you know.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Cool.
I'm good with that.
So it would be like when you wanted to take the Saber apart, you would
I'd have to
undo that, then you would undo these screws, slide that off.
What I'm kind of looking for is simple blade retention. I don't want to have to use an Allen key. I don't like Allen keys. I don't like having to carry Allen keys.
Do it with my fingers.
Yeah, thumb screw, can tighten it in. And then these screws, like maybe, I don't even know, maybe one in the front, one in the back, will be enough to hold that shroud in.
That would be enough to hold it, yeah.
To hold the shroud in.
Yeah.
Like you think one, or would you do 4 going around? Think Obi-Wan Saber from Phantom Menace. You know, it had that, there's 4 or 3, you had that black piece with the lines cut in it.
Okay, yeah.
And then it had those little they were like the little cone pieces.
Mm-hmm.
There were like 3. So maybe that's an idea. Maybe go 1 here, 2 and 3 off center in the back, and then 1 in the middle right there. Mm. I wouldn't mind that. That would be nice. Okay. So three of brass. The brass, and then the 1 blade retention screw in the middle of the shroud up top.
Okay, cool.
I think I would like that.
Sweet. So let's do what you said before about attaching the tape again.
Okay. So,
and we can use the new tape if you want or whatever.
That's fine. I don't even know where that tape went. Oh, here it is. If you want this.
And let's just use this to set it to start with. Can you hand me? There's like a ruler right there, in that compartment. Yeah. See, it's clear.
Oh.
And actually, hand me the pencil too while you're at it, because that's longer.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd like that. The three on a triangle. 1, 2, 3. We could figure that out to evenly space them.
The way we need to do it is align it with a beam here, right? So like whether you decide whether it's aligned with an inside of a flute
or in the center of the
okay. Like
we could do that.
Some of your other things, like
once we get the first one in, we just need to tape it and draw a line, basically. Yep.
For those oblong ones.
Yeah, for the side ones.
Yeah, well, I guess like first thing, like see. I would have maybe had this figured out already if I was like building the Saber, because like I would have my hands on it. Mm-hmm. But since I just got my hands on it tonight, what we need to do is count these.
Or 12.
12 of them. Okay, yeah. So we know that there's 12, and like you said, yeah, we'll just like use these 2 as a base or something, and go like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, whatever looks good, and then align them there, and then you say you want your cover tech wheel
perfectly opposite of the switch box.
Okay, and it's at the base near the pommel.
Yeah, it would actually be, the way it would fall would be in between the flutes, which is good. We can just drill right through the center of those that center part for the cover type. And
these brass screws are the same as the same
3/8, 8/32. I'm sorry, they're 8/32 screws.
Okay.
Yep. Same ones you have over here, in fact.
And it's the same as the thumb screw?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8/32. There you go.
Beauty.
You know what? Maybe it looks a little smaller than the thumb screw.
And they're equal with this.
Does it look the same? Yeah, it kind of does look the same. Yeah. We can check. I can go right on your computer and we can look at the custom Saber shop.
Yeah.
All right, so come on over here.
We just always want to make sure.
We can log in under me and I can see exactly what I ordered if you want. Right?
Whatever you like.
Yeah. Just double checking our screw connections.
All I have to type in is my computer. Custom Saber shop. Right after the.
Okay, go. I'll let you do it. You're taller. It'd be easier for you to see it. Go log in up top. Okay, and then it asks for your email. So you take yours out. And my email is FRANK.
Better get it right.
HARIS@AOL.com.
It is literally that bright.
He's like, need the password. You want me to type the password?
Yeah.
I don't care if you have it, but we don't.
Well, what about people watching the video?
So how's it coming along?
Okay, so we're aligning this top screw here with the buttons. I think we're really close. I've got my ruler out and everything, but you just have to eye it too, just to make sure.
Okay, so yes, I ordered 3 gold 8/32. Oops, wait, hold on. Gold thumb screw, red thumb screw. Yes, 8/32 right here. 8/32 brass button head. So it's the same thing as, here's the order that I did the thumb screws,
Nice.
and here's the order. So it's both, they're both 8/32.
Nice. Just double, triple checking.
Now, do you think even with that, it's in enough to hold the shroud on?
3?
Into that bottom piece? 3? Yeah.
Yeah, 3 is good.
3's good? Are we going to hit any of the threads? Is that going to be part of the problem?
Well,
on the inside?
yeah, like that's, like, what we are going to, it's tricky. Because,
oh, look, there's a custom saber shop.
Here, I'll get the movie back up. Okay, so I'm thinking that 2 of these screws, if not all of them, like aren't going to go through this under part entirely. What we're going to do is we drill the holes through the shroud and then shave off the end of the screw, and then you just kind of,
so it's
we only tap, I mean, we
tap
only,
what you need.
Yeah, we only tap the, we're not going to, I might actually, I'm not sure, I might put like a divot in this head one, you know what I'm saying, to catch this screw, like use that drill to actually touch, like let's say I was going to finalize that one right there, there's going to be 2 more. Like what I did on a Saber earlier in the month was to just go into this, like not all the way through, just you know, touching it so that this will kind of bite when it goes in. Then the other 2 can just be stabilizers that push in. You know, if they all are stabilizers that just push in, we have a problem because the thing will like puff out, stuff like that. You know
Really?
what I mean?
You can't use all 3 to stabilize the whole piece?
Like if we used all 3 where it was a shaved screw, just using the pressure of there, you would see on part of the shroud would lift.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I never knew that. I'm learning something here.
Or I could say part of that shroud could lift, and it probably will, you know, because you are like putting this pressure and like parts are starting to like buckle and shit like that.
So in other words, really just, if I'm wrong, 1 screw is actually holding it on, the other 2 are kind of for show?
No, the other 2 will be
all the way in.
Pressure will be like
tightened in.
Touching this, actually making a mark in the aluminum, but underneath the shroud. You know, like you'll be.
Oh, you don't
like,
drill through. I was thinking you drill right through and tap through both pieces and screw the thing right into the screws.
Yeah, like I would like to, but at the level that we made this first hole, we don't want to go through. We would touch that.
That holder. The LED holder.
Yeah.
Can we still pick the shroud up 1/4 inch? Can we bring the shroud up 1/4 inch? No, it's got the tape on it. It's not going to move.
Yeah, like do you want to forego your design element of these things?
Yeah, I would be cool with, like, I even thought about it, bringing it up just like a little bit. Just a smidge. Just a smidger, you know?
Just a smidge.
Just,
like to that level?
yeah, I mean, I would be happy with that. Is that enough room to hit it?
To go through?
Yeah. To get it to that solid, I want it to be solid. You know what I mean? I like a solid saber.
it would be solid both in both
I'd be
ways.
cool with that. Point is as we're building, the designs change. Got to go with the flow.
As always.
You had a situation with your saber.
Yes.
You had to change a couple designs.
Exactly.
Is it, if we moved it up that little bit, is it up enough to bite in? I say drill it, man.
I guess we can see like this.
I can take a stab at it. People are like, leave that photon blade alone. Sorry, we don't have like a great, amazing topic to talk about tonight, but
well, we do have topics.
It's also cool to hang out with us and watch how the master does his thing, you know.
We have topics, but this was a pressing situation at hand.
Yeah. So we just decided to film from here as opposed to sitting at our multi-million-dollar studio and
a traditional show,
doing our show. But thank you for hanging out. Either way,
can that work?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I think like you see how thick this is from here to here, and then how thick the piece is overall. We're gonna get some bite in there. Let me show you how that's gonna be. Because trying to go all the way through, we're gonna end up high where we were not wanting to go before. You know.
Okay.
And at least this way, gonna retain your design, because what I'm gonna do is like this, and like all of them can do this, where we're gonna go in and thread that part, and then this part is gonna have a slightly, you know, like a hole that this screw can bite into. So
do what you think's best.
Yeah.
And do what you think's best.
This screw I think is actually short enough where we don't even have to trim the screw, like I was saying before.
Let's do what you think is best.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have to, because it won't make it all the way through.
So now the other two, you're saying you're only going to go through the shroud piece.
No, I think we'll, like
you
said, to make the strongest thing possible, we'll go in just like we did on this head screw.
Okay. All right. And did we pick it up a little bit, or actually it looks down a little bit now? No, just the way you were holding it. I mean, we could pick that up, a smidgy. That's a new word, smidgy. Let me show you where I think it can go. Okay, so, all right, so that was kind of our original detail.
Yep.
Right? So, right now here we're under that line, right? Right there, you're under that line, correct? So we need to be above that line, right?
To do what? Go all the way through?
Yeah.
You know, I don't think going all the way through, like taking as I look at this, like, you know, the more we're like learning as we look at this. So if you hold this screw up to the
shroud piece, yeah,
you'll see it won't even make it through.
You don't think the screw will go all the way through?
It won't, yeah.
So as long as it bites into the emitter piece.
Yeah, like because also by going all the way through, like.
And then what we're doing is we're moving the button up to here, so.
Yeah, and like if we did decide to, if we did have a design, whatever, that allowed us to go all the way through, I would still think twice about going all the way through the emitter that with holes that wasn't going to be retention screw, because now we have a lot of cleanup we have to do just to insert the blade.
Good point. Good point. I'm down with that.
And that's why he's SpaceWindu.
I am down with that.
Photon!
Photon!
That's the magic word of the day, like Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Where do we go with that tape?
With the tape?
Oh, here it is.
Electrical tape. The magic stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty good hold.
Yeah, it holds pretty good over here, right?
Yeah.
I've been walking around for 2 days like that.
Faux fingers.
I'll be back. I need a cough drop.
You know, this is painstaking. As you can see, it takes time. We'll probably end this video and still be here doing this stuff, but at the same time, this was what's awesome about building your own saber. You put all your blood and sweat into it and work, and once it's done, you're so proud of that thing, you know?
Yeah. It stinks to like hold something like on something that you made, like, you know, a terrible mistake on. You just want to fix it, you know. So you never want to let that.
Not terrible. Not terrible.
Want to let that mistake.
I actually like the button up high a little bit.
Oh no, I don't mean that was a terrible mistake. I mean if you don't take your time. Like
Gotcha.
Dave is saying, you know, you can take
You put
your
all the
time,
work
not
into it.
take your time, and
Yeah.
like if you just
Yep.
start doing stuff without really making sure, triple checking.
It's awesome though when you have the end product of your own.
Nothing like building it yourself,
labor
and then you
work.
have it.
Yeah.
You experienced that.
Yeah,
Talk
exactly.
about that for a minute.
Yeah. When I got mine, which I just showed on camera.
Well, no. Start out with the Saber Forge. You had the Saber Forge.
I had the
first.
Saber Forge. I had a Saber Forge Fury, and I also say you see me here mentioning this stuff about taking your time and building it and stuff. I just recently ordered another Saber Forge. I ordered the Crystal Jade Weather, and I can't wait for that thing to come. And when it comes, I'm gonna be like a kid in a candy store. However, with that being said, there's nothing like when you have your own. This is built from scratch, basically. MHS parts, custom powder coating, and it looked like R2-D2 and C3PO had a baby with this thing. It's awesome. You know, with the customized lighting, customized sound fonts, and it's your own. You know, that's what I'm trying to get at. So that's why it's, you know, it's a pain in the butt to go through all this stuff with customization and work. But
I need to flex the part to the left.
when you're in love with, you know, when you love lightsabers, that's what you do. I mean, look at this
Looks
guy's
like
shop.
it's to the right, just a smidge.
Yeah, like I think the tape is pulling. Like you see where my dot is. If you pull
Oh.
to the like just.
I'm looking like here's what I'm doing. I'm looking down. Think like you ever shoot a gun. You look down the back sight, the front sight, and then what you're saying.
But like, if
so
you
what I'm
let
doing
this
is
go,
I'm taking this, trying to center
That's what
that
I-
up into that.
yeah, like just.
I wasn't looking at the hole. I was looking at the screw, the black dot. I wasn't looking at the black dot.
Yeah, like
I was
maybe
looking
try
at
to
this.
just hold that over the black dot and then look, because it's kind of flexing with the tape.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna take that off before drilling it.
You're right.
Good.
You're right. I didn't realize it was flexing a little bit on the tape. Yep. Looks good.
Cool.
Okay, so now we're going to drill hole number 2.
Yeah, we need a hole slightly bigger than this drill bit, but we're going to start with this drill bit.
Okay.
Because what I might do after that is just touch it like a little bit with this. I need to look on the screw.
That looks a little bigger than the 32nd.
Yeah, like
You
this
want
is
it bigger than the 832nd?
I want this to be able to squeeze in.
I'm not following you, but I'll trust your judgment.
Yeah, because I can't thread it really.
Okay.
But we're gonna start with this
Can't thread. Well, can't you thread?
because I sort of like I might be able to start it a little bit, but since we're not going all the way through, I can't actually finish the threading, like, you know, do the threading the way I like to do it, and like back out and all that stuff. So
How about on the other two? The same thing on the other two?
yeah, like the other two will, because actually you can see where that hole is. The other two we're gonna try to go for the same level, just for the like a design aesthetic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And what we'll do is it'll sort of be they'll be bolted in and seated in that space that we're gonna drill out of here.
Okay, so the threads are only going to bite on the shroud then?
We're gonna have some
A little bit of thread in it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. All right.
I think you'll see even with the first one, when we get the first one in, you'll
Little
see
hole pipe?
how good it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that's sort of the most important. You know,
The first one.
the first one is the most important.
Yeah,
I think the
everything
others are
else
going to go
follows suit.
quicker because, like you said, we're going to pick. That's going to make it easy for us. You know,
Yeah,
we're just
just
going to
line it
maybe
up.
put some painter's tape.
Just line it up with
try
the
to
straight
get
edge
it-
of the painter's tape, and then put a black dot on it
Yeah.
where its center intersects.
Right.
Where it intersects the original hole. Okay, drill number 2. Here we go.
It only took an hour to get here.
And we're off.
And he's got sabers all over too. He's working on. This is just one. When we got here, already had sabers all laid out here. There's sabers we haven't shown all around us that he's still working on. That he has customers that I'm sure they're waiting for their sabers. He's working. He's doing it.
everything in its own time. I'm not sure what I did with the screw to hold my cover tech in. And that's a cool
probably
screw.
Around here somewhere.
Because that was already, oh, I have it.
You got it?
That was already shortened up. I shortened that up with a Dremel
Oh,
so it
good.
doesn't go through. Because we're going to need to slide the main part of the body up into the main part of not the body, the internals, the chassis.
For inside the
For
Saber.
inside, yeah.
Check that out. See if it, maybe I'm thinking actually maybe like a hair to the right. It's not a complete cut yet.
Yes. Yeah, hair to the right. To my left. This way. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. A very, very sensitive tool that we use to line stuff up. A sharpened pencil.
Latest technology.
Dun dun!
Is this one yours?
No, mine's here. I have a brass one.
Oh.
I had the sucker drilled an hour ago and nothing was lined up right.
Yeah, I mean the first, this first hole basically is the most important one. I actually think I'm a little too far to the left, but still we can correct. We're not all the way through.
I'm good by my eye.
Yeah, let me look at that. Seemed to be right over that dot, but I'm starting to doubt myself from the looking before.
Well, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You double check it. I think it's not bad. Do you guys think the original prop guys were this, I hate to use the word, anal, about
Probably
where they put a screw here or there? Or you
about
think
it
they just-
working, but I bet you if you've seen if you know the quality that you expect from like a saber that you're buying is way above what the props. If you actually look at the prop, like go online and look at the actual prop, like they look pretty
cheesy,
like crappy,
beat up, jump,
yeah, like
thrown together.
Yeah, so when you look close up, it's really just a movie prop.
Where you want your own piece to, while it's in your hand, to look perfect, pristine.
Yeah, you want it to be perfect. Like, call it a picture of the Vader's Vault, Saber Concepts Qui-Gon, and then call it the Qui-Gon prop.
The original.
And the Qui-Gon prop just looks like, it's made out of, it's pretty cool, but the Vader's Vault one is like pristine. If someone handed you the actual prop, you'd be like, what is
What
this?
is this? Yeah.
I don't want this.
Yeah. You wanted to look.
It's got burrs on it, or it's got,
What I love are guys that take their time doing this, and then they go, okay, let's weather it. And they take it outside and they roll it down their driveway.
Yeah, I think it's pretty right. Okay.
Pretty good?
We're gonna almost go through.
I think you could go through. I don't think, we're under, I don't think it would hit that.
I think I would damage your part.
But I don't care, that's only the holder. So if you damage it, it's inside. You're not going to see that anyway.
Or will it affect the
That's the thing, I don't know. We won't know that until we put a screw in it. Love the drill press. Amazing.
Yeah, that really helps.
Yeah. Anytime I drill something out, my screws are crooked, you know, they're going crooked, you know?
Well, that's the thing, you know, the bunch of earlier builds maybe, you know, weren't quite perfect, so makes you want the right tool.
I want to say on camera, I really appreciate Anthony SpaceWindu helping me out with this.
Oh, no problem.
He is the man. I really appreciate it.
I just appreciate the fact that I can play with the photon.
Right now, he has a tap set up. He's putting a little bit of oil on the tap, and he's going to start tapping it. And I actually did a tap one time, and I went in too hard. It was a 440 tap, and it broke the tap off.
Oh no! Yeah.
Nightmare, ruined the whole piece. Whole piece from it. I had to start over from scratch.
And I don't like when a screw gets stuck either. You know, when you have a. So what you want to make sure to do is you need to enter
straight,
perpendicularly. I think is the right word, right? Is
okay.
That,
Are you actually through? Are you all the way through?
No,
You're not.
I just wanted to see if I could make a
thread,
a kind of a seat for
might
that
not bite
screw.
it. Will it bite it or not?
Actually, I don't think I'm deep enough.
Something that just came to my mind.
What's that?
I said something just came to my mind for all you guys out there, including myself and Harris, that might want to ask someone like SpaceWindu here or any Sabersmith to do some work like I've asked Harris myself to do some work on my Saber. You can see more or less the kind of stuff and work and time it takes, and we're only talking about putting a little shroud on.
Three screws.
Well, and Harris.
I mean, and I say that with all due respect to all Sabersmiths out there and people that have had work done.
That's why when they tell you the piece is $1,000 and you poop your pants.
I don't know his prices. I've never asked him. We're just good friends. We come over, we hang out, we mess around with the Sabers, and now we're in the shop here doing this episode. But now you see a lot of the times why a lot of these Sabersmiths do charge a lot of money. It takes time. Anthony has a job. He has to come home from work to do this till late at night. You know what I mean?
It's a labor of love.
And I myself have sat there till 1, 2 in the morning with Harris as he was working on my Saber, you know?
It's definitely a labor of love.
So it is appreciated, you know, when you get that Saber in your hand because of the like you're saying, the labor of love, the work that they put into it. And the best way to show your appreciation to that Sabersmith is taking care of that Saber. Keeping her clean. And open carry. Show it off everywhere you go. People ask, hey, SpaceWindu. SpaceWindu did that. Or I got it through so-and-so, whoever did, you know?
I've said it before on a few of the Saber Talk shows. This stuff is, in my opinion, it is functional art. if you're an art collector, and let's say you have a beautiful porcelain statue of George Washington, and you just love George Washington. I mean, are you going to go home and pick up George Washington's head off your shelf and go, I love you, George Washington.
Everywhere you go.
Let's play with George Washington. No. But, for example, this is one of Anthony's personal sabers with the Photon! Okay? It is just an amazing
Isn't that the Jason Solo
work of art.
What hilt is that?
Quiflex.
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 The Quiflex.
Look at the work that has gone into that shroud. It is a multi-layer shroud, which you can see right here and right here. And there's actually spacing in here where the multi-layers hit and lay. It's just an amazing work of art. There's no other way to say it.
Yeah, it is basically functional artwork. You're right.
It is functional artwork.
It is. People take their time, like Anthony here, working on a saber, and when he's done, it looks like an art piece, but lo and behold, you can take it outside and duel with somebody.
So I'm just testing, whenever I put a new bit in, you want to make sure that it will rotate in a proper manner, because sometimes, you know, it's like an oblong rotation, like wobbly.
Yeah.
Then you have to fix that. And then a lot of times, if you use your drill over and over again, you will have to tighten that bit down again. Compressor over there, but I won't, like, it'll be 10 minutes of very loud noise if we turn that on, so I'm just kind of blowing this off.
Well, a lot of these parts are going to be actually powder coated when I'm done with it as well. So, and I love, nothing shows my love more than a lightsaber than when I sit down on the couch at night and turn on Star Wars, and I sit on my couch with my saber and a polishing cloth, and I love to watch Star Wars and just polish my saber, you know? Cleanliness is next to godliness. How's she looking?
Well, we're getting there. Seeing, you know, doing, since we're using the same screws for the next ones, like I said, the first one will just be easier. Okay. Because I'll know exactly what to do. Yep. We're sort of just feeling it out right now. Yeah.
Cool. Very nice.
I think that will take. Go a little deeper overall, because you know this is the thickness of this.
A little thicker.
I also want to point out this isn't a how-to video. We're not shooting this trying to tell you this.
Yeah,
is
we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants.
This is, I know there's a lot of people out there with, you know, other techniques and tips and probably could have done it quicker, faster, however you want to put it. This is just you guys joining us on another episode of hanging out here at the shop as he works on Harris's saber.
Yeah, some people wanted a new saber talk, so we also needed to work on a saber, so we sort of had to combine the two a little bit. But it's kind of neat that, you know, you get to show that that chemical blade.
And what better to do all this with this right behind us? The movie.
Because a lot of people were also asking about like technology and how it's sort of changed. And I was going to sort of tell the story of like when I really first noticed the custom sabers was when I saw the Corbin Das had the lightsaber online, the Killer Penny. I think it also showed off the Luxion 5, which up until then, I only knew about the Luxion 3. And the Luxion 5 just blew my mind. I think this was like 2007 or 8. Yeah, and it was a couple years even before I even found the FX Saber forums after that. But for a couple years, me and my friend at work just always kept saying, how about that Killer Penny? That's the type of lightsaber, you know.
It's like the futuristic lightsaber.
for me, it all changed for me when, I mean, I bought a real Graflex, which I've showed on prior episodes. I bought a real Graflex 15 years ago. Did nothing to it. It was just sat on my shelf, as they call it, a shelf queen. It all changed for me when I discovered the custom saber shop. And what else was out there, you know? I mean, prior to that...
when did you learn about custom saber shop?
I am a long-term member of the RPF, the Replica Prop Forums, or the RPF.com, and that touches on everything. Every aspect, not just Star Wars, Star Trek, Star Wars, any kind of sci-fi you can imagine. I'm thinking like Lost in Space, old TV shows, for props and robots. You know, there's guys on there, they have a B9 Builders Club, or they have an R2-D2 Builders Club. And then, you know, one day you might see something about lightsabers. So I would read, and then sure enough, one day I read a post and there was, you know, people put a link to the Custom Saber Shop. I think the Custom Saber Shop's been around a good 10 years or so now. I only discovered it 3 years ago, maybe, 3-4 years ago. So, and then the best thing about the Custom Saber Shop is, you know, anybody who's been in this even for the past year, Tim at the Custom Saber Shop, he's always adding new things. Yeah. So, like, for example, we're working on blade holder #1, but I believe there's 20-some blade holders available in the Custom Saber Shop. And then you can also ask Tim, and he will customize those particular pieces like he's done for me. So your options are limitless. There's no right or wrong to what you can do. But yeah, it was a Custom Saber Shop for me. And I am a loyal fan of Tim. He's the man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, you get a lot of your parts, your base parts.
Oh my God, I'm placing like two or three orders a week because I get one idea that I need. If I need a kill key, I'm on there like, I need that battery for this, and I get all these future ideas. Like, hey, there's all these things like
extra parts that you put away, for future.
I find a part and then I'm like, okay, what can I put on this to make a cool saber?
Now, ever since that penny.
Killer
Penny saber you were talking about, that you first felt and saw that was like a whole new ball game.
Yeah.
Do you think that technology has rapidly advanced when it comes to particularly the lightsabers, or has it just been kind of slowly dragging up until now?
I think it's times of sort of times where there's a lull. And then times where things feel like they're blasting off. Like I feel like right now things are blasting off. So many, you know, you guys are talking about Copper Nova, this and Sun Crusher, and all these new LEDs. And then, you know, I'm trying to work with new LEDs, and I'm seeing new things, and I hear about an idea, and then all of a sudden, like that chemical blade.
Photon.
I saw that blade, and I thought that was the dream of this one guy, and that we wouldn't see that if we did. It would be 10 years from now. But you know, look, it's just a few months after I saw it, and it's like it's here. You get to play with it, you know. So just like all this stuff. There's people online with the laser lightsabers. The laser. You know, I don't know where exactly it's going because I think the branches split off to all these different directions, but it's soaring. You know, that's how it seems to me.
Do you think there's an increase or some type of, I don't know, for lack of a better word, of an explosion, an interest in lightsabers from people, from the public, or?
Oh no, I'm.
Do you think it's like just the same people over and over, just getting new stuff?
Well, there's like new people, but all the time. But I sort of thought like the new movies would be more of an explosion.
Would trigger that?
Like I thought the forum was going to be packed full of people, but it's kind of it seems like similar. I don't know if it'd be as strong if movies weren't coming out.
Yeah.
But I thought there'd be an explosion since there was movies coming out. You know what I mean? Where maybe it will happen, but
maybe with this new episode 7, it will. I mean, Harris and I were just talking a couple days ago. The new movie hasn't come out yet.
December.
Until December, and there's such an explosion. You see it all online, all this stuff about the new movie.
Yeah.
There's all the new toys releases just came out, and there's all this interest in it. So,
I guess custom toys are always going to have a smaller place.
Yeah,
sure.
So, yeah, exactly. As opposed to the actual interest in lightsabers, but I'm kind of hoping that pushes. I'm sure going to be.
We may actually get real lightsabers someday.
I'm sure going to be
in our lifetime.
You don't want that though.
No. You know what? I've said this before.
It's just the way he said it.
I don't
want that. Though.
I'm not so worried about cutting somebody's arm off.
Your own, though.
But wait, wouldn't it be cool if we could actually build a working lightsaber that just has some type of an emitter handle, and then you turn it on, and this solid beam of light comes out of it.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay, a solid beam of light.
Show them what it's all about.
So that while you're photon, you know, a solid beam of light would extend from the hilt, so that while you're, you know what I mean, and you could actually duel with them. You could actually, you know, knock them into each other. I'm not talking about, you know, we're not cutting my arm off here. Okay. Ah! No, I'm kidding.
Training sabers.
Training sabers, right?
Yeah, training sabers for us big boys, you know. While we're on the topic here, I'd like to show some different stuff here. This is an XPE Copper Nova. I think it's an XPE 2 Copper Nova. These top two dies are green. This bottom one is an amber. And this is positioned inside the saber, and the light aims up, forward, going up. So that's one type of a saber. Anthony's blades, I hope I'm not giving away your little secrets, your little shop secrets, but this is what Anthony does. Each one of these is an individual LED that has two leads coming off of it. Each lead is a positive and a negative. And he actually sits and meticulously wires every one of these together to form what they call a string. And this is what's inside the photon blade, as we call it, a string
That's
blade.
actually the first one we ever did.
Oh, this one.
Part of the first one ever.
Okay. So what it does is now he builds these in sections. So this section lights up, and then the next section lights up, and the next section lights up. So you got to give the man some credit. He's very meticulous work here, and he does an awesome job at it. And that's why when he tells you how much his blades are, you don't poop your pants.
Because you get the photon. Yeah, that's awesome work. That's awesome work.
Okay, we basically have our first success right here.
First success? Success!
I think what we need though is we need to take these down a hair.
I'm telling you, I will not. Speaking about the technology, I will not be surprised if in the future
Let me ask
we're
you a
going to
question.
see
If it's only a hair,
touch screen.
go through. Just let it sit inside. There's room inside that.
Well, I think we might be close to the that part, but I'll go a hair further since it's just a hair.
I think if you just go through, you're going to be okay.
I think we don't want to do a blade emitter cleanup. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna have trouble getting your blade in and out. Your blade isn't gonna seat right if there's pieces of metal.
Okay.
Let me show you what happened here.
Gotcha.
It's pretty solid too. We're gonna put two more in.
Yeah, there's a smidge sitting up a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have to. Maybe we can go a little deeper.
Okay.
We can go a hair deeper, maybe.
Okay.
We're still not through. It's a pretty thick emitter stock, so.
That's an awesome hilt. I like the look of that hilt.
Yeah, that's actually. No, this is even thicker, actually.
I think I am touching that piece. See if you can see. See how we kind of butted it?
Yeah. I say drill it through.
What do you mean though by if I drill it through? Drill it through to?
I say drill it through.
But I mean,
no.
What's that? Is that going to help us though?
Well, no. I mean, you tell me. It will what you just did seed it that little smidge.
See. No, I'll show you the trick.
We're actually, I think we're under the blade. That screw is going into the side of the LED holder.
Right. That's right. That's why when you say go through, I wasn't sure because I would hit.
Yeah, because you're not hitting the inside of the blade. That's under the under the LED holder.
Yeah, it's touching the part that's in there. That what is it called? MHSV1
V1 blade holder. Yeah.
So it's touching that.
Let me ask you a question. I mean, I might be wrong here for taking this off now, but let's see. Look where you're at. See the hole?
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay. So now you're actually under the blade holder. I say drill it through. Because that screw, see this is, you have room.
I see what you're saying. You're saying leave this off and drill through?
It doesn't matter. I don't think it's going to, I think you're going to be okay.
He's saying he doesn't think it's going to touch anyway.
I don't think it's going to touch. This is in here. You see me moving it?
Yeah.
So you might as well just drill look where it's at. Look where it hits.
You see what I'm talking about? Like you see how you can see through the hole?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I place that there's something there.
Yeah.
It will penetrate this. It will make a puncture.
What?
Yeah.
That's not seen.
Yeah, but what damage this?
It's not seen. It's only inside.
Yeah, but it's
going to go right along the edge here.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
I don't think you want to do that.
No?
Here, let me see what my little sanding of the that's the way it is, right? Let me see my little sanding of the
put that together.
This.
So you're trying to just prevent going through all together.
I just don't want to like hit that part because I know that part is supposed to, like it's maneuverable. When you're supposed to be able to kind of like, sometimes depending on the way the install goes, you can kind of screw
it in and turn.
Yeah, and like have that be stationary, and then it'll just tighten at the bottom type of thing. So I just don't want to kind of alter something that could
the only other option is to just keep shaving this down so you get that thing to sit flat.
Well, I think it's seated flat.
Yeah, I'm seeing light go through there. That's it. Okay. I see a fraction of a hair of light. Okay, so here's our next option, right? So when I built that other Saber that I built, okay, I had a longer screw, and I put a nut on it, and I dremeled the nut off. I dremeled it off, what was sticking out past the nut. I used the nut as a guideline, okay? So can we do something like that and just
shave off the screw a little bit?
Shave off the screw a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Oh, you're doing it that way.
Yeah,
I was going to say, like, do you have an 30 seconds nut?
If I had to go far with it, I would definitely do that.
It's easier just to do it this way.
There's some nuts and stuff right there. You get like that one that's kind of open might have a nut there. Yeah. But even if it's not seated exactly in flushing, we could, that's like a fix that we could alter the screw in a little bit, we can continue on making our next drill.
Okay. So it's holding on there. It's not wiggling. It's not moving.
No, it's not going anywhere.
Solid.
Oh, that's too low. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's a gap in there or not, and if there is, how much. I mean, it's barely there, the gap.
Yeah, it's getting smaller actually. It's smaller than
maybe
it was
I
before.
could just turn that down a little
Yeah.
more. Looks good though, the brass.
Yeah.
You know?
I think the brass and the black thumb screw will offset it a little bit.
Yeah, it'll look cool.
Let's show the guys here. So there's our thumb screw holding this shroud on. And originally we were going to put the thumb screw here, but now we're going to put the thumb screw up here, closer to the top. It's going to kind of look like that. And then we're going to put two more in the back on the offset.
Or he'll get the photon.
Okay, so which one do you want to do next? You want to do another one of these? You want to map
Yeah,
them out?
I say we get the shroud on there nice and tight.
And then we'll do this.
And then we'll do the blade.
Then we'll go to the cover tab.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. So
pick like
Okay,
design
so-
wise where you think you might want that.
So right here, what we're going to do is we're here, okay? So
just hang out with us for another 5 hours. We'll be.
Maybe the Saber will have a body. And then another 200 hours and the Saber will be ready.
Yep.
Use this too if you'd like.
Meanwhile, here's another close-up of the photon. Can't get enough of that.
That might actually, well actually they both get the effects.
If you can get your hands on a photon blade, do it. It's worth it.
So here, right? Count with me. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now would it be there? Would it be at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? So we're starting with that as 1.
Okay, let's go this way 4.
Okay, so we're going this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Then you covered up 5, right? So what you did
So
right
it
there,
would
you covered
be-
up the 5th one, yeah.
It would be here and here. Is that right? How many
Oh,
spaces
that
are there?
looks pretty even.
Yeah,
That looks pretty even, right?
here to here.
That actually makes sense too, because
Here to
12 divided by, is that what you did? You
Yeah,
did
12 divided by
3 because you're
Yeah.
using 3 screws.
Yeah.
So there you go. That makes sense. So we should align it with the 4th one. Let's put dots and then we'll look at the dots. You know?
Well, here's let me make it, wait, leave that on there. Put that back on there. Let's do this. Watch this. Okay. We know where this is, right?
That's a good idea. So you want a piece
So-
of this tape?
Oh, okay. Sure. Okay. So if we take this, just go kind of centered over that. Right?
Yeah. Now, if anyone else is using tape to map stuff out, use painter's tape because I think this tape flexes a bit. You know, electrical tape
Okay.
you can actually, it's like rubbery.
So we're going to go
SpaceWindu tip number 1.
here. Here. Right?
Are we aligning with the line in between?
Yes, I'm going like, you have the
You want
rubber.
to look
See, rubber.
Mm.
Trying to go dead center on the
in
rubber.
between 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
Cool.
Are we even? Are we even here and on the other one? Are we kind of, oh, is the tape even between the two grips? Take a good look.
No.
No? So then this is off up here then.
Yeah, no, it was a little off when I noticed. Can you hand me like a blue or the red marker? We'll just make a different color. Or I think it is. So we were talking about this earlier out, and I'll just say it for anyone listening that you know, light goes in a straight line. That's how light works. And using the metal grain sort of look at a light beam down the light and finding a straight path to the screw hole that we want to make.
So you're able to line it up that way.
Your piece of brown tape is pretty good as far as being in the middle.
The horizontal one.
That one is almost there. Yeah, I'll have to
Play with the little.
play with that a little, and then we actually go to drill. It might be a little loud, but
Okay.
all right. So we'll maybe map it out with tape again.
Just double check it.
Yeah. I'm just going to map out where the entire center of the grip appears to me to be approximately. You know, so
It looks pretty good. You read that. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, and then we'll check like the cross pattern.
Yeah. Yeah, you read that. Looks pretty good.
Actually, what we could do is to make the one and then come back to make the second one.
That one looks awfully good for me.
Yeah.
Of course, that's the one I did.
It's almost there. Okay, so we got this going on.
Let me bring this over. I apologize in advance if my hands are a little shaky. Just a tad bit, but I want you guys to see this up close. I'm sure it gets a little bit annoying seeing it from a distance the whole time.
Yeah, we're just trying to align where the next screw is going to go. We have one brass screw that we did tonight, and that aligns perfectly with the buttons here. And speaking of, this is a temporary screw?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's ugly.
Yeah, it is ugly. It's the only thing I had at home to put it in there.
Yeah. If you need something for that, we can
if you have something, awesome. I was thinking like something like a nice brass screw would look nice. Like it's going to be black.
There might be stuff like what I like to do is you find the screw that fits that.
Okay.
Then hold that up to when you're searching for a new screw, and then align those threads. Like if some threads look similar, then you know it's going to work.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just trying to align what the center here is on this shroud piece. As you can see, that's the seam. Shroud piece ends, the MHS part begins. And then we have our MHS grips right here. We know that there's 12. We're going every 4 to put in 3 evenly spaced screws, we hope, right? We're going in between those grips.
I can kind of use the computer to show what we're doing.
And then we're looking down. This blue line should align in between these grips. And as I drill, I'll be able to maneuver slightly. As long as I'm pretty close, I'll be able to maneuver the drill bit as I go down, because I'm not just going with one shot. We're going to touch, we're going to come up, we're going to touch again, we're going to come up, we're going to look again, we're going to touch it again. Basically, we're not fucking around. You know, we're not. You got to do it the right way. Sorry.
You're good.
Double checking again before I touch.
So here's a good picture, kind of what I'm going for, and the look that I'm looking for here. You turn this around here. If I can borrow that pencil. I'll use that pencil as a pointer. You got that in shot there, Gabe?
Yep.
So Obi-Wan's emitter up here has these 3 black sections. And then in the middle of each section is one of these little circular doohickeys with a little type of an LED or something in there. So I'm kind of going with that throwback into my Saber with the 3 around, around the outside.
Nice.
But his were silver. I'm going with the brass.
You were talking about, yeah,
yep.
that particular Saber. I couldn't quite picture the emitter until you brought it up.
Yep. So you kind of get an idea, and that's what's kind of cool about a lot of the stuff here is that you know, we can take this stuff and you know, you get an idea in your head, and then you run with it.
Well, that's what I like about. Oh, sorry. That's what I like. You know, when you were talking about the custom Saber shop, that that you can make anything you can think of could become real.
Yeah. You see an idea in your head, and like any artist, the artist gets an idea in his head, and then, you know, whether he paints, you're an artist, Anthony, you're a graphic artist, correct? Mm-hmm. So you get an idea in your head, and then it's your job to put that idea down on paper, canvas, whatever your platform is.
Yeah. Again, sorry for the shaky hands. I just wanted you guys to see up close how he's doing this thing. I know it gets a little annoying seeing it from a distance and you can't really see up close what he's doing there, tinkering, but
maybe next time we actually had a stand. Gabe has it at home. We're going to maybe get that next time. We'll set up a stand maybe closer or something like that, so
you can zoom in a little
bit,
bit,
see a little bit more. Maybe there's a different stage. You know, I wanted to at some point take people. It'll be just, you know, like I think I said it before, super long and boring for most people, but we could maybe take someone through the design of it. You know, we could design it, we could stop the video, we could post that, we could order the parts, and when we get the parts, we could start putting it together and have another video. And if anyone's sort of squeamish about like making their own, you don't have to go through the whole lengths of everything, because MHS parts, you know, like you got with this part here, Tim drilled the holes for you here. Mm-hmm. Yes, you didn't need the drill press. You're just trying to go farther by having a shroud and stuff. You didn't really need to have the shroud.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You know, there's different levels of what you could do. You know, you can, you know, start out something simple, you know, nothing crazy, and then as you get into it, you can go more elaborate, and there's no limit to what you can do.
Yeah.
My first
looking good.
Divot there is pretty good. Another thing we can do is measure here. Okay. We are it's a little under a ½ inch, okay? A little under a ½ inch. Before we get to the bottom. And that's actually exactly where this little divot is here.
Okay.
So we just keep on track with that.
Cool. Very nice. When I build my sabers, personally for me, I like taking a little piece of somebody else's saber and say, okay, I like that. For example, those 3 little screws that I just showed you. I like the angled emitter that was on the Vader. The Anakin saber had the Anakin, the original Anakin, episode 1, had that angled emitter. So I like to take all these little tiny design elements and put them together and create one whole piece. It's cool.
That's what's awesome with these MHS parts.
You can do it.
You can do it.
It gives you the freedom to do whatever you want to do. And I mean, not to knock Saber Forge and not to knock Ultra Sabers. They make nice stuff. I want a one-of-a-kind. You know, I like having a one-of-a-kind. I like having a saber that nobody else has. You know, and nobody else will have it. They may have something that has little design views from mine, just like I borrowed it from somebody else's. But I like having little pieces, little snippets of this and that. You know, from somebody else. I borrow that and then I make it my own. Tonight, Anthony's making it my own.
But as you can see, I mean, as much as we're putting in right now, you came to the table tonight with this piece already done. Mm-hmm. So you spent hours at home, multiple days probably,
yes.
You know, finishing it, coming back, polishing it again.
Yes. Cutting it, sanding it, filing it, polishing it. Holes in my hands. My fingers were bleeding from the sandpaper at one point.
Yeah, so you have that attitude where, you know, at this point, this isn't your first saber.
No.
So, you know, your attitude built up to be where you're like, oh, I want the next level, or I want you know, to customize
yes.
even further with this. So you're willing to put in that extra time.
Yeah,
you know, you don't have to do that.
Again, you know, I learned from the masters, and you know, like Obi-Wan's saber, he's a master. But on the same token, Anthony is a master in my opinion, and you know, I never did any shroud sabers until I met him, and he said shrouds are cool, and you know what? I believed him, and now I like shrouds. You know what I mean?
And it paid off because this saber is awesome.
It's coming out great.
It's coming out nice.
Awesome.
When that thing's completed, it's going to look amazing. I like that. I love that shroud look on there. I think it really added to that.
Yeah, I think it's going to look cool on your belt. You know, like, you said, you're someone that actually carries it around.
What I tried to emulate here is taking my original saber, because this was actually, I don't know if I had said this earlier, this was my first saber that I ever built from MHS. And I've had this about 3 or 4 years now. And trying to work it up, I ended up destroying it. So I wanted this next saber to take its design hues from this one that I originally did, but yet make it a little bit more
so
advanced.
Like you said, you took a little from this, took a little from something else, took a little bit from something else, and came up with this. But that's the whole kind of cool thing, again, about being able to modify your own saber, whether it's through MHS or if it's through adaptive saber parts from Saber Forge, because now you can modify your own on there also, and come up with your own, you know. Again, I just ordered a Crystal Jade, which is basically, you could say, a common saber that a lot of people have. It's not really that customized. However, with that being said, it's awesome that with the adaptive saber parts or the CCSS, you could do that kind of stuff, you know, and have your own one of a kind, like this one. The COP, the KOP, Keeper of Peace.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that name. Did you tell me the name?
That's it, the COP. The KOP, Keeper of Peace. I'm a law enforcement officer, 16-year veteran. That's how come I just played with the lettering and the wording, however you want to put it, and I named it the COP, the Keeper of Peace. You know, but again, it's unique. It's one of a kind. It's my own. Just as a lot of you guys out there have your own unique sabers. However, you added your own special touch to it, and it makes it all the more special to you, especially if you're like us, where we wear it everywhere we go. You know, open carry. Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to show it off and be able to talk about it. You're proud of it because it's functional artwork. Like
something neat that I've seen people do, and this is way back before I even built my own sabers. I was at a convention one time, and there were some of the New York Jedis there. And what they did is they took a saber that was, they bought the saber, and I'm making it up, but it could have been like the Luke I'm not the Luke, the Anakin Episode 3 that they bought from Hasbro Master Replicas that had the blade on it already. And they took it and they painted it up and they added different things to it. So now it no longer looks like that Anakin Saber, but it looks like their own original idea. So very cool on them for doing that. We're just taking it a step further, you know?
Yeah, like that's the type of thing I actually started doing, which I would take the like the MR Luke or just some saber, and I always just wanted the string blades in it. Mm-hmm. So before I knew how to, or before I had the courage to even like make my own, I was dealing with hyper blades, and I don't think we ever talked about hyper blades before, but that's just another. I think it's one of the earliest ones,
early
like
renditions, and
sort of like Plector Labs. They make prop replicas, but I think the past few years it's not really. They aren't really coming out with like lightsaber stuff. But I would take like the Hyperblade system and try to put it into those. And then whenever there was a problem, like sometimes I remember one saber I needed extra room, or it had I think it had a hole in it that I didn't want because I got the saber from someone else, and it had like a big fat hole in the side of it. So I took a piece of shroud, made my own shroud piece, and just started to
cover up the mistake.
It just started to make it unique or whatever, yeah. And I think that one was an Ultra Sabers, one of those sabers that's the body sort of looks like this.
Yeah.
I think it's called, I forget what it's called. It starts with an O or a U.
I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember what the name of the sabers.
Okay, ready to slap this back on.
And we have a nice Luke Vader episode, Lightsabers, episode 6.
I had to blow that up.
We can put the sound up on that too. You want to hear that?
Let me get in on that fight.
Yeah.
Did he just cut his father's hand off?
Yeah. But it was just a robot hand. No big deal.
Yeah.
Overlaid with Matrix music or something.
You know what gets me? The Emperor's teeth. Don't they have dentists in this galaxy? He's got some nasty teeth. Nasty teeth. Sure, blame it on Mace Windu.
I like that look.
Sith don't believe in dentists.
I like the regular everyday. I could see somebody walking around like this today.
The black Jedi outfit.
But if you see someone in a regular Jedi outfit today,
I like that outfit too.
You'd be like, hey, Jedi outfit, But something like this, it's different to me. It's like timeless.
Yeah.
I would go with something like that. I think I'm going to put together something like that.
And that was the shield generator blowing up.
And this is the photon! People are like, shut up about the photon already. We get it.
But they can play a drinking game every time. Every time Gabe whips up the photon.
You have to drink. Oh, I'll take one now.
You want one?
Yeah. Come on,
That's fun. I buy
Since Anthony said take a drink every time the photon comes out.
Yeah. We're nerds. We drink water. Look at those teeth. What do you guys think is cooler? Lightning coming from your fingertips or the lightsabers?
definitely lightsabers.
Lightsabers!
Especially a lightsaber trumps the lightning.
Imagine if he was like picking his nose or something, and then he shot a lightning bolt out of his finger.
His whole face will light up.
Yeah.
Maybe you can see what he's thinking.
I wonder what would happen there.
Lightsabers all the way.
Photon!
Photon!
Drink!
Drink! We're sorry, it's late. We've been here for almost 2 hours.
The phone will probably run out any second.
Yeah.
This is, actually we got here we started up about, I'm going to say about 8:30 or so. It's about 20 after 10 right now, nighttime.
You might have to edit this. Not might, you will have to edit this.
He's probably going to cut out all your photon comments.
Yeah. Or just make it where it's on photon, 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 photon. A little gag reel.
Photon over my curse words.
Little blooper reel.
There's the moment we've all been waiting for.
Yep.
Daddy.
This is the whole reason we've been dragging out this whole shroud thing for 2 hours, just so we can see this part. Anthony could have knocked that out in 5 minutes, but we wanted to see this. Does he still have to work on this one too?
No.
What are you going to do with this one?
I'm going to take it home and gut it. Take the parts out. Then the insides of that are going to go into that.
What are you going to end up doing with it? Am I going to use it again?
Scrap. Can't be used.
Oh, that's right, because it got the...
I can leave it here. Maybe you can use it as a scrap.
Say again?
I'll bring it back. I'll bring the piece back. The tubing. I can't use the tubing.
Oh, I could probably use it for something.
You can use it for something?
Oh, you definitely will.
It's all you, man. It's all you. In fact, we can cut the guts out. I can take the guts home tonight. We can, yeah. Keep it here.
Yeah.
Anthony is the parts collector. You never know what he needs.
I
People come over and work on sabers from all over the place,
Yeah, he's got
and they always
some
end up
stuff
leaving
around.
parts here for him. And then he takes the parts and reworks them and makes his own new pieces, which is cool. It's awesome.
SpaceWindu.
Very cool stuff.
It's actually where the saber right here, my friend left the
Oh, that's
center part there.
various parts.
Made that part. Made that saber out of that.
Made the saber
Very cool.
with the copper. Custom worked by SpaceWindu. This is awesome. You know what color you're going to be using for this?
I'm deciding between whether it's a Sith or a Jedi saber. What do you guys think?
Ah, that's a good one. Might be even a gray Jedi.
I see everything Jedi.
Yeah. Like I originally thought I was
nice.
going to put a.
It's got leather grip that he made himself there.
But now I'm thinking I should do a string blade for it. I could fit it.
Dude, I could see this in amber or orange even.
Nice, yeah. You know, I was also the past couple of days playing with that photon thing, but I was thinking that maybe that should be the photon.
The photon!
It's kind of
Can't
cool.
go wrong with the photon. That should be
Kind
the,
of cool
that should be the
against the
spokesperson.
copper, but I think blue would look the coolest.
Yeah.
Like along with the copper.
Yeah.
Because the opposite of the color blue is orange, so they go together. Like as
Yeah.
far as looks.
Did you have this up and running already or not yet?
No, not yet. I prepared it for the install, but I didn't really. I just lost your saber.
Awesome. This is something cool to have on too. It's unique. Unique like the photon! Drink up.
Drink up. Might be completely flush yet, but we can take care of that at the end.
Yeah. Let's see.
Dun dun dun.
Looks good.
We need to align the third one. That went a little quicker than the first one, didn't it?
Looks good.
Where's the retention screw on?
We're gonna put that right in the center. Well, I think we'll do that next, or after this third.
Yeah, we'll do the last blade, the last shroud screw.
That'll give me a heart attack trying to line that up, and then we'll just get a smaller heart attack on the femoral artery or whatever right here. Heart attack in my leg. That's what I just said.
You're doing fine, son. You're doing fine.
So 1. Is this the one I'm supposed to count on? 1, 2, 3, 4?
No, it's back one. This one right here.
Should we even keep this going, or should we end it?
We could end it soon.
We could end it and then just slice in the end, and we can show it off.
When's the end though? Like 1, 2 months from now?
No, just like when everything's done tonight.
Oh, I see.
Our steps tonight.
Oh, I see.
We could just make a little quick and then cut it in.
Oh, okay.
We're probably boring you guys at this point. Nobody's really into watching us anymore.
By skipping, fast forwarding.
Yeah, you guys are probably like, turn it off.
They're like, if he says full time one more time.
Do you guys want to say anything about like where people can find you, or do you want to send anyone to you anywhere?
I'm Frank Harris, FrankHaris at AOL.com. You can also find me on Facebook under my real name, Harris, Harris, Schlesinger, Schleisinger. Absolutely willing to help you guys out, whatever we can do for you. I just had a couple guys this week. I was showing off one of my blade plugs with crystal in it, and a couple guys saw that. And, a couple guys are asking me to maybe make them a crystal blade plug.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, like I made a pretty cool blade plug. I don't know if I can show. Do I have a saber that I can show you guys? But I'm going to show this soon. But like I took a blade plug that I bought off FX. So that's like the brass tip, this thing, but then I put 12 LEDs inside.
Ah, very nice. So it lights up.
Yeah, this could go into, and actually, I don't think I can show you on my Quiflex right. Well, I could probably show you with an adapter, but
that's all right.
like this is going to be for one of the Sabers, and
we'll show it at the end.
Yeah, when you like plug it in, it lights up like a string blade.
Very nice.
It kind of lights up in a circle.
It's a lit up string blade.
Yeah, just mini string blade in there. So.
That's smart.
Very cool. Mini string blade. And it acts like a blade plug, so this way it will light up when you're just holding your saber on your belt.
Yeah, I got that idea from I think it's Watchmaker Lamb on YouTube. He had a blade plug for use with the Crystal Focus LS that.
Now does this go in complete, or does this stick out?
Well, I was thinking it should stick out a little bit, like, but only at the top. I was going to
say that because a while back I was playing around with mine and I would leave it out a hair.
So you can see all that light.
So you can see this light up. Yeah. And I like showing people that when this lights up. I thought that would look cool. So I started to do that. So it's funny that you bring this up. Yeah. I would like to see that on.
We'll show it at the end tonight.
Yeah, I'll show you guys.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
So we're about ready to do the third hole here.
Why don't we let Gabe throw his little plug out for himself?
SpaceWindu, that's my plug. SpaceWindu on YouTube, check him out. He's awesome. As always, we always like to give shout outs to all the saber smith and companies out there that we know of. There's a lot of them out there that we don't. But we always like to mention saberforge.com, vadersvault.com, ultrasabers.com. Who else? Hamptons, right?
Hamptons Handcrafted Lightsabers.
Hamptons Handcrafted, Genesis Custom Sabers.
Makoto.
We throw all these out. We don't like to pickpocket or pick specific ones because we love everybody. Yeah, we love everybody, but we're also thinking about people that are new to this. And if you're new to this and you're interested and you just came across this video, you're just looking to see about getting into lightsabers and stuff like that, we like to always mention all these companies because these are websites you can get in and do research. That's why YouTube is here. You can always look up on YouTube hundreds and thousands of videos on lightsabers. Check out these websites, check out these companies, they're amazing. Yeah, we may have our preferences, but that doesn't change anything. You can check all these websites out, and they all make great lightsabers, Like I said, I'm here personally with these two guys who make them also. You can look them up, hit them up on here on YouTube or through email or whatever, and have a lightsaber made for you, like the Photon. So yeah, thank you for hanging out. We apologize for the lengthy video, and if we bored you, we're sorry. We just wanted you guys to hang out with us as we did some customization, or as Anthony did some customization work. I sat here and just looked pretty the whole time. So yeah, but we'll always be doing these videos and these episodes so you can, I guess, educate yourself and do research as I do on YouTube and these videos and on Facebook or whatever. So see you guys later. Thank you for hanging out. SpaceWindu.
Yeah, we'll give you guys an update at the end of the night, and we'll just do a quick once over on what we did.
What we did tonight.
And yeah, so that's basically it.
Awesome. Good work, boys.
Thanks.
Later, guys.
Peace out.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Photon.
Photon.
So we finished up the part of the saber that we were working on tonight. So we have those 3 brass screws at the top. We have the blade retention in, and we also have the cover tech wheel on. And
Looking good.
looking good.
Looking good.
Looks amazing.
Thank you, Anthony. You are the man.
Awesome. Really nice shroud on that one. Let's see the pommel part again. Oh yeah, there we go. Looking good. So we have brass accents, brass cover tech, brass screws, and some black accents. And Harris has some gold buttons in there. He's gonna put, what would you say, black?
Thinking
or
about
red.
I might go. I think I'm going with a black. I'm going to powder coat that black.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to powder coat some of this in a gold or a copper. I'm going to accent this little accented piece right here with some flat black maybe, or some gloss black.
Where,
And then,
like, how far is the black going? That's
the black
there?
is just going to be the actual box.
Oh, the box.
The box. The box piece only. It's going to, I think the black underneath the gold is going to make the gold buttons pop.
That's true. The one thing I do like the way it is now, though, is that like how this looks like it's one piece, like it's rising up out of there. Whereas if it was black on this side, like I don't know.
I think it would.
I don't know. I mean, it'd be fine, but I just like how it really looks like it's part of that. The way it's seated perfectly right
seamless
now.
there.
And
Almost.
it's like erupting from the hill. It's great. It's great.
Trying to go, more from the Star Wars universe.
Yeah,
you know what
this
I mean?
this one looks like it.
What would you say it is? More prequel or original trilogy? Best guess.
I think right at this stage, I would have to say prequel.
Prequel?
But after you put the black paint, probably.
Take it back a little bit.
Yeah.
But still looks more so new age at that, I don't know. There's something.
Because the
about
prequel, I think, was everything was like cleaner and fresher, and that without the paint and without it's so brand new that
Doesn't
it.
hang.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect.
It's nice.
It's an.
Oh
Awesome,
yeah, it looks legit too.
It looks
nice.
It's
It looks
an
like a legit
awesome
saber.
looking saber. It's an awesome looking hilt.
Other than your out of universe Superman shirt, it looks
Exactly.
in universe.
Hey, you never know, man.
I like the shirt though.
Nice. Very nice.
So this is awesome. This is awesome. When this thing is completed, the only thing that it's missing we'll add on at the end is the photon.
Yeah.
Well, here, let me show this real quick. I did take the guts. These are the guts
the old
from the
Saber.
old Saber. So this is all going to get popped up inside there. I did have to remove the buttons to do it. But there's our rice port. This is our kill key. And actually, I don't have buttons on it. We can't fire it up, but give it a listen. It does still work. So we just have to kind of remount that inside there and go for it.
Nice.
I think I'm going to go for the crystal focus, though, is what I'm thinking.
And you said it's slightly bigger batteries.
Slightly bigger batteries, yeah. These are 18650s.
Those are 14500s.
14500s.
Step up to 17
Yes.
500s, which I really like. I think that powers the Saber perfectly. But you could even take it a step further and go with 18500s, more runtime on those, and then even further than that, 18650s, which will fit in that Saber, but that's more planning probably. The 18650s are big.
Let's see how this lines up into here. So that's gonna come right up against those buttons up there. So we're not gonna have a lot of room.
Okay, yeah, to feed those wires around and.
Yeah.
Well, actually, look at where your speaker's laying now. They might have to go up a little bit.
Up a little bit.
So maybe you have to rearrange that
Might have to
slightly, but
shrink it up a little bit. Let's see what happens.
Figure something out.
Yeah, that's it. There it is. She's a beaut. What do you guys think of the black button?
I like it.
I like that a lot.
Like that?
That works for me.
I like it. I think it goes well with the whole thing.
How about a copper half shroud back here? What do you think?
Oh yeah, there we go. I have the piece of copper for you too.
Don't give Anthony ideas.
Wait, let's see. All right, we'll look at it later. Yeah, we'll look at it. Yeah, I'm loving it.
Awesome.
I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. And just so you guys know, we went with the blade screw up here, the retention screw instead of the original. That will give it the higher seating, give it more.
And that
blade bite.
Shorter one is
shorter
actually
piece.
making it through now, whereas
Much
before
longer.
we would have had to buy a new one. So
yeah. Looks good.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on Saber Talk Insider #1. We'll be back and we'll talk more sabers out here in the garage, trying to make Saber complete.
Once this is done, also we'll shoot another episode.
Yeah, for sure. All right, thanks again, guys. Thanks for
out.
coming, Harris and Gabe.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
No problem at all. We love it. We love coming here and talking sabers.
Yeah, baby. Thanks for having us, Anthony.
Exciting Saber things are happening.
Good stuff.